morning, our colleagues, our readers, the Association of Perfumes of Ukraine. Unfortunately, today we have the last meeting in this format. Today we will meet Himgest company. The company will share its experience.
Не тільки косметичні продукти,
It is producing not only cosmetic production, but also medications, which is also quite interesting. We would also like to thank our partners, the company of Istanbul, for their support, for publication of our information, for its proliferation on its platforms, and that is why we are making simultaneous interpretation for our subscribers. We also welcome you to leave your questions after the end of the seminar. We'll be able to answer them, and the contact information also will be on our webpage. And now the floor is given to Ms. Galyna. Good morning, everybody. I welcome everybody at our webinar. My name is Galyna. I'm the project manager of the Himgest printing house. And quite a bit of my personal history. In 2000, I entered the Ukrainian Academy of Printing. This is the only independent higher educational institution in Ukraine that trains specialists in printing industry. I got a master's degree. The theme of my master's thesis was packaging and stamping with file. Our printing house is one of the largest in Ukraine, and we have more than 20 years of history. Our printing house was established in 1994. We are placing the leading place at the market of Ukraine. And we have the full, complete, closed production cycle of printing from pre-press to logistical finished products. I would also like to emphasize that Himgest, according to Internet Catalog rating, my key if you are, it is one of the best printing houses of our capital. We have a rotary and offset printing. We are printing booklets, catalogs, cosmetic catalogs, books, digests, everything on cardboard and on paper. The topic of our webinar is modern packaging and trends in 2021. Today we will also speak on the following topics: the types of printing products for the cosmetic industry, the packaging function for cosmetic products, requirements of modern packaging, the process of creating packaging, what factors formulate the cost of packaging, and where should you pay your attention when choosing a packaging manufacturer. Now I will shift to the slide. Yes, here is a quote that I really like: the perfect bottle is worth nothing less than a beautiful packaging. A special place for packaging is also given to the leaders of modern thought. I will, for example, recently my husband came from the business trip and brought a cream for me as a present. I asked what criteria did you use to choose in the duty-free shop. He bought this present for me. And you know what is the first that is catching our eyes in the shop is the quality of the packaging. And the rate of sales depends on the quality of the products. Also, the leaders of our date, for example, the Walter Isaacson, an American journalist, writer, and biographer, author of popular biographies of Steve Jobs, Benjamin Franklin, and former director of CNN, said, the packaging itself can tell a whole story. So, should you have the versions which you would suitable for ideal packaging, you can write to the chat. The ideal packaging should respond to the specificity of brand and attract the attraction and create your mood. It should be as much as possible informative. Today, it's often I can see at the shops that they stamp QR codes in the shops. In our presentation, we also made a QR code By scanning it, you can switch to our printing house and get familiarized with it. The packaging also should inform us about the quality of product. Is it premium or segment economy? It should be also be strong, reliable, and resistant to damage. And also it should be easy to store, and after the using, it should be recyclable. The fifth slide shows us the packaging which are being produced by us. It has many other informative issues. We have marketers, advertising agencies, designers who are working on the product. But in order to convey the ideas of marketers and designers and implement it requires a printing house with a complete closed cycle with modern equipment and extensive experience is required. Our printing house has a whole closed cycle. Our employees undergo internships abroad at the plant of equipment and machinery, which is guarantee the production of finished products of the highest level. We also actively cooperate not only with our Ukrainian companies, but as well as international companies for supply of quality products. We cooperate with Meta board in Metsa board factory, which is located in Finland and is a leading European manufacturer of high quality cardboard. The qualitative packaging, which is have undergone many printing processes, is protection against fake. Now we shall see on. Now we shall speak on the advantages of cardboard packaging, and you can write me to the chat. The package should provide, should be strong and reliable, and protect the goods which is inside the packaging. It is advisable to have the construction which is easy to open and close. And packaging gives us a wide opportunity for decorative covering. It should be environmental friendly and safe. Recently, my colleague phoned me from Poland. He is making assessment of package costing, called me and said that supermarkets refuse cellophane plastic bags and they request us to switch to the paper ones. Now we are making a calculation for him. Possible it would be better to make it here and deliver from Ukraine. This slide shows the process of creation of the packaging. If you want, you also can write me to the chat your questions, but we start with the customer from defining their request. Then we create a mock. Then we choose finding the needs of the customer, creating a design, approve the design, and after that, it goes for the production of text samples. Then we select and approve materials, printing and post-press processing, embossing, varnish coating, die cutting, bonding, and lamination, and holographic imprints. I will show you the video which shows you the process of manufacturing. Here we have this warehouse to store our paper for packaging of the customers' orders. After it, we have printing of packages. After printing, we go for embossing. It could be with silver or gold. After embossing, it goes to a selective printing. This is our automated line of bonding and ready-made product for the customers, which are being delivered to the customers. Well, the production of modern product gives us a possibility to check the process at all the stages of production, because there are some printing houses that they have only partially equipment available, and the rest they order from the contractors, but it implies the quality is inferior and the process of supply. In our the printing house, we can a direct connection with the customer and provide the full close of production. Now, that's how do we get the costing of the packaging? The cost of packaging of cosmetics depend on the various criteria. The choice of a certain material and of the way of production, and the number of post-press processing, that is cutting, stamping, varnishing, and of the release of the batch, of course. The complexity of the task set before the specialist, uh, the larger is the circulation, the lower is the cost per unit. We can split the packaging into three groups. The first one is the budget option. It is not expensive and decent. So we print it, cut, and bond. This is the budget option. The second, the best option, when we print office, we send for lacquer, varnish, or protective painting, and after the printing, we have die cutting and bonding. And premium option, I'm sorry, it is when we have printing, embossing and foil stamping, selective varnish, lamination, die cutting, bonding, embossing, holograms. The packaging is not only a product that protects, is uh, uh, merchandise, but also can open the ideology for you of the product which is being sold. Ideology of the brand attracts new customers and make your product in demand and popular. Well, what shall we look for when choosing a packaging manufacturer? First, the full range of services should be concentrated at one place: printing and varnish coating and cutting and automated lines. Everything should be concentrated. Should you have automated line, it will mean that the process is quicker, because if you have handmade bonding, you can make the order, but not in a high release. So for high release orders, you need an automated line, of course. We automated lines. We also should take into account the experience in the market with which customers work. And as an expert, I must underline that if you are a producer of consumer goods and you want to win the competition, you have only 1 or 2 seconds to attract the attention of the customer in the display at the shop. The next slide it tells us about the impact of COVID-19 on the printing industry. Of course, COVID affected the printing industry and number of orders decreased. But a survey on the effect of coronavirus conducted by the poll made by the British Printing Federation this year informs that the packaging segment remained one of the most stable due to the high demand of packaging for food, cosmetics, and pharmaceuticals. Packers began to pay even more attention, and people started to make more orders online and accelerated the transition of some consumers and business to purchase printing on the internet. We have experience and proves that the qualitative product is of higher demand now. Now we shall speak on the trends in 2021. If the product packaging captures all the attention of the consumer, the brand records an increase in its sales. How to achieve this? Of course, turn to experts and do not ignore the trends. For example, the Institute of Pantone, the Color Institute, has announced the current range in 2021. The main colors this year were yellow and gray. This trend was quickly picked up by the designers. Also, the trend is simplicity and ease of use as well, and even more environmental friendliness, because eco-friendly packaging is packaging that doesn't harm the environment after use. This is a trend which is very popular all over the world. Well, to cut short, I have told you and described everything about our company and the contemporary packaging of the cosmetic products. We shared some stories from my life, and I would like to cordially invite to visit our production lines. I thank you all, and we are waiting for you. Thank you, Ms. Galina. I think packaging was, is, and will ever be very efficient tool of the sale. There was one question in the chat, whether you have undergone any international certification and what is the maximum release could be ordered from you. Regarding certification, I will clarify the question, but we have technical specifications which we meet, and we can order the release starting from 9,000 pieces. One more question. Do you have a possibility to print rotary or offset? Well, not for as for so today we are making offset printing. Well, there are no questions. We will wind up. You have the contact details of Miss Galina. You are welcome to write us. As I've told, this is our last meeting in this format. We would like to take this opportunity to thank all our subscribers and our leaders and our partners, the Beauty Istanbul State Company of Turkey, and we would like also to remember that our association will take part in the exhibition, which is called CHARM, 21st, 23rd of September this year, and the fair Beauty Istanbul, where we also take place, and we will have an opportunity to see your face. And of course, thanks to the interpreter for his work. Please follow our news on the website. And we are not going to stop our activity. So looking forward to meeting you. Thank all of you.
Організаторам також.
Thank you for organizers.